This is the news you've been all waiting for. They are going, yes, and we've gotten the answer, and all the haters and people that tried to use them are now silenced. Many said that from now on they've become an army as well, just because of
so
this decision.
easy. I'm serious. Fucking shuddering.
Welcome to YouTube's favorite K-pop show, DK News. David,
lots
hot ass tea. First off, we have the KAMP LA concert going into a disaster.
And speaking of disasters, we have a fire at Kakao that causes huge chaos in Korea.
And last but not least, BTS is going, it's final, and it shuts down everyone.
Before we go on, we'd like to introduce you to the sponsor for this video, Surfshark VPN. As you all know, some specific content isn't accessible from certain countries, and this can range from K-dramas to various Korean TV shows featuring your biases. But did you know that this problem could easily be solved by using Surfshark VPN?
Basically, all you need to do is subscribe to Surfshark VPN, and this will allow you to switch your virtual location to pretty much anywhere else in the world. You will be able to make full use of your Netflix account, for example, by unlocking content from around the globe, and even virtually place yourself in Korea so that you can watch K-pop related content only accessible to the local market. Imagine missing out on the hottest series like Take One because it is unavailable in your country, but with Surfshark, simply change your location where they might have English subtitles and enjoy.
Not only that, but Surfshark's clean web feature blocks ads, trackers, malware, and phishing attempts, allowing you to surf the web safely. If you get Surfshark with our code, you can get 83% off plus 3 extra months for free. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is no risk to try it out. You can use one account of Surfshark on an unlimited number of devices. For further details, check out the link in our description box below. And on to the first news.
So the KAMP LA disaster. The KAMP LA 2022 concert was planned to be held at Rose Bowl Stadium, LA on the 15th and 16th. However, KAMP announced on the first day of the performance that 17s, including Bam Bam, Jeonsomi, Kai, Raphaelis, Taeyeon, Zion T, that's a whole ass lineup there, those appearances were cancelled. In the case of overseas paid performances for K-pop idols, a separate performance visa is required because they are included in for-profit activities. Although it is said that the issuance of a performance visa is pretty difficult, an unprecedented situation occurred in which 5 of the 8 teams scheduled to appear on the first day of the performance were cancelled, causing the fans to be bewildered. However, the organizers raised dissatisfaction with an absurd response. They did not explain what kind of problem there was during the visa issuance process or why this happened, and they did not take any measures to compensate for this damage. While they did, they simply issued a statement saying the artists were unable to perform as scheduled due to the unforeseen visa issues and a situation out of control of the artist and agency. We are sorry to announce this news, and also on the 15th, tickets for one-day performances were able to be refunded in full, and tickets for the 2-day performances would be able to be refunded 50%. In the meantime, fans had to run the risk of having to bear financial damage even if they couldn't see the artist they wanted to because of the organizers' fault. As many of the cast members were absent, the performance lineup was rushed at the end. The organizers increased the performances of the artists, like the time and the set tracks, set up 5 teams, including 2 teams from the second day lineup. Very rushed. T1 Harmony, T1419, Momoland.
Actually, they changed their name.
TFN, Momoland, Icon, Super Junior performed at the end. Still a good lineup, but not as good as the former one.
I mean, considering all the people that were unable to come,
Yeah,
yeah, you'd be disappointed.
yeah. The problem did not end here though. There was no communication with each artist's agency. For example, Monsta X, the organizers did not announce the news of Monsta X's absence, and in the end, Starship Entertainment announced themselves that they applied for a visa, but the approval wasn't granted, and Monsta X had to cancel their iHeartRadio live schedule as well. SM Entertainment, the agency of Taeyeon and Kai, also apologized, saying the organizers processed the performance visa approval and we cooperated in all areas in advance, but ultimately they could not get the visa approval. We apologize for late notice due to the organizers' delay in understanding the situation. Taeyeon also expressed personally of her dismay, saying, "It was a performance that I waited so long for and prepared a lot for." In the end, the prestige of K-pop was greatly reduced by the host's amateurish attitude, and US Billboard pointed out the organizers predicted that this concert would be the largest K-pop festival in American history. There was a lot of hype there, but plans changed rapidly. Meanwhile, some background info about KAMP. It's a cultural event organizer in the field of K-pop and esports. It entered the industry by opening KAMP Singapore in 2019, and ever since there hasn't been any big event. But basically, it's a new company with a little reputation. In their first event, famous idols like Super Junior, NCT 127, G-Friend, Momoland, 우주소녀 took the stage, gathering 25,000 spectators. And KAMP CEO Tim Kim said in an interview with the media in the past, "I want to raise KAMP like Coachella." In the meantime, 중앙일보, a major Korean news outlet, inquired towards KAMP to hear KAMP's side of explanation about the incident, but they failed in receiving an answer. So, whole disaster. This happened.
It's like the Fire Festival. It's partially scam. I mean, I would say this might be a scam too, in some sense.
I don't want to take KAMP's side because after all, they have the liability and responsibility to safely and bring the artist to the concert. But at the same time, when I'm looking at like the agency's statements and stuff, for example, Starship said they had to cancel their other schedules like iHeartRadio and stuff like that. The fault is at the company for knowing last minute and not doing anything about it until the last minute. That's definitely a fault. However, I feel like there was something going on with the immigration office and the visa issuings as a whole, because like this is rare. Like
Biden is walling up.
the idols didn't get to attend other events as well, so that means not just because of this event, but as a whole there might have been some problems with the visa. Even the company hasn't specified what it is, which is a point of questioning right now.
But regardless, it's just inexcusable.
It's a shit show.
It's inexcusable.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go bankrupt.
You had 5 out of 8 artists not show up.
Yeah.
That's inexcusable. And I'm sure there's lots of people around the United States, maybe even outside of the United States, that flew in to see this. Then they had to watch T1419 perform twice.
Wow.
I'm just kidding, but that must be very disappointing, and that's a lot of money. Like they probably booked their hotels. The hotels probably had like hiked prices because of this thing, and they had to book their
everything
flights.
was notified last minute, like the cancellation of the
I'd be
appearances,
freaking like going
even the compensation
in riot
plan.
mode. I like break shit and burn shit on that site.
Like they're gonna get sued.
They're gonna get their asses sued.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next news. Speaking of fire, there's a fire ensuing at Kakao, and this causes huge chaos in Korea. You would not believe. At 3 p.m. October 15th, Kakao, which is one of Korea's biggest tech firms, was hit with a fire at their data center. This caused many of their major services like KakaoTalk, which is Korea's biggest messenger app, Kakao Taxi, Kakao Bank, Kakao Pay, and also Kakao Games to be completely down until the morning of October 16th. And while these services are currently back up, it has limited some features as the tech giant has not made a full recovery from the fire yet. Now, some of you might be thinking, why are we talking about this app going down on DK News? Well, because if you lived in Korea, you would know Kakao is the absolute dominant platform for a lot of daily services. Literally impossible to do many daily tasks without the use of Kakao's services. For example, Koreans rarely use SMS texting. Have you ever sent like an SMS text?
Only between iPhone people. And also strangers.
That's like only to strangers, like for work related stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
We do 99% of the communication on KakaoTalk. Most people aren't connected with each other on Instagram or Facebook, because I saw a lot of people
Instagram's not for business.
No,
it's for friends.
But I don't really use DMs.
Yeah,
DMs
have a different nuance.
Yeah.
저희가 이제 온 이후로 오랜만에
Nobody uses Facebook.
Yeah, no one uses Facebook.
Yeah,
so this is
either
like
old or super
right
kid if you use
so this
Facebook.
is the only method of communication that was like widely used.
KakaoTalk is basically just a WhatsApp and iMessage of Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of businesses even use KakaoTalk for marketing purposes or straight up just purchasing, like
Yeah.
transactions with their customers, especially small business owners. Furthermore, taxi drivers heavily rely on Kakao to match with their customers. It's basically the backbone of the Korean digital economy. Going down completely for nearly about 20 hours caused a lot of chaos. I saw some funny memes online. Some people were unable to end their rideshare services or their taxi services, and they were being charged insane amounts of money. The meter keeps going up, and they can't end it because the servers are down.
And also they can't pay for it.
They can't pay for it either, so it's like everybody's just
They're trapped in
a terrible
eternity.
And then there were people that ordered expensive meals at restaurants thinking that they would be paying with a coupon or a voucher that they received on KakaoTalk as a gift. That's a feature there. And they couldn't get out of the restaurant.
No.
They were like, when do I have to wait until? So
Imagine
they were
if
like,
it was like a date to impress. Like
I
you're at this
know,
bougie
and
restaurant
you got like this $200 meal, and
Yeah.
then like you were planning to pay with Kakao.
coupon, and then you try to pay with your card and it gets declined.
Now your mom has to come or something like that. That would be like terrible. That's honestly like that's a cute.
Those are the funny
situation.
things.
Yeah, then you make a good memory with
Yeah.
your date. The worst part is the multi-profile feature was glitching, and what this feature is basically allows you to set different profiles for different groups of people, and many people were caught cheating as a result of the altered profile pics being made public. So some pics that were meant for your side chick were made to be your main profile picture, and they had some couple photos or whatnot.
A lot of divorces happening.
Yeah, Kakao really helping with the Korean.
Yeah, you could sue Kakao for this. Like, you destroyed my family.
I mean,
It's their
it's
fault.
your fault.
No, but
at the source root of the problem
Of
is
course.
you cheating, but yeah.
But you could sue Kakao.
Yeah, you could probably sue Kakao. Then there were even cases of people being blocked from trading on their crypto exchange accounts for
Yeah.
20 hours.
This-
Actually, Kakao runs,
The biggest
owns
exchange.
and runs Korea's biggest crypto exchange. Is it true the only method of logging in is via KakaoTalk?
Yeah, it is.
And they were down. I saw the article. They were down for 20 hours.
Yeah, that's crucial. Like in
20 hours in
cryptocurrency,
crypto? If you were like just going into like a pump and dump
Yeah, exactly.
coin,
You
altcoin.
might have lost all your. Like,
Literally, like you put all your money in this pump and dump altcoin, and then the Kakao servers
Well,
go
I
down.
guess that-
would be very, very tragic.
Yeah.
What? What is what?
Anything connected to money. I heard that this small business owner who entirely runs upon Kakao
Yeah.
gets all his orders from Kakao every single day,
Mm.
and it's like very time sensitive products like, I don't know, dairy or food or whatever. And he had to like
Throw away
all of his like stock for the
Oh,
whole day,
boy.
and like losses are tremendous. There's several incidents like that. People who do like businesses with foreigners, like the main
Yeah.
communication method is Kakao, so there were hindrances there and like everywhere. So it was a mayhem.
And Kakao has announced that they will have a compensation plan for the damages, but like it's really difficult to gauge the damages, because not only are you just simply saying, oh, I wasn't able to use this service for X amount of days, so
Yeah.
I'll elongate your subscription by that much. Because some people were like unable to get on cabs. Some people were unable to access their emails. I saw a case where they had to take like an online test, and they were using Kakao Mail
Oh my god.
as their or a job application, and they couldn't. It's really hard. Like some people miss their flights and stuff like that because of it, and it's immeasurable. And now people are gathering up to file a class action lawsuit.
The funniest thing I saw was like there was a compensation plan among it, And Melon, the biggest streaming platform in Korea, is also owned by Kakao.
Yeah. Kakao owns everything.
Yeah, everything. Like they literally own everything. But they were like, we'll give you free streaming coupons for Melon, and then we'll throw you this in and that, and then they're trying to clean their shit. But that's funny. Like I'm thankful that I'm a outsider. I'm a what do you call it, antisocial person. So I didn't have any hit specifically from Kakao, not being able to use Kakao services.
Yeah, me neither.
I was
didn't
just
really...
stuck home, like contacting no one as usual. I didn't even know that it was down because I don't get any messages on a daily basis. So I was like, well, even after 20 hours, I was like, not much of a difference.
To be honest, I kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed the peacefulness. There was nobody looking for me, nobody spamming me, or, you know, I enjoyed
such a busy
zero
person.
contact for 20 hours. That was very peaceful, in my opinion. I wish it goes down more often. I wish it got rid of Kakao. I hate Kakao.
I actually agree with that too, because like this monopoly just proved that it dangers our society in many ways. And even the president spoke about this. He made like a task force or whatever to handle this situation. And like people tried to migrate it to Line, which is Naver's platform, but like
that's not gonna be.
Even after all of this shit happened, people are like, the dependency is too high on Kakao. It's infiltrated into the infrastructure too much. Now we can't live without it. So like
we're done.
Kakao is evil. I will say that their way of business is not creative, innovative, or anything. They just do M&As. They eat up small companies that already have, audience and infrastructure with their money, and then they make it Kakao labeled, and then they just devour up everything. So they're like,
kind of like
poachers.
Google. They're kind of like Google. On to the next news.
This is the news you've been all waiting for. They are going, yes, and we've gotten the answer, and all the haters and people that tried to use them are now silenced.
Who are we talking to? Who is they?
BTS will enlist one by one, starting with Jin. Hybe and Big Hit Music announced on the 17th that BTS has begun to undergo specific preparations for their members to fulfill their mandatory military service. Member Jin, who has individual activities coming soon, plans to cancel his delay of enlistment at the end of October. After that, he will follow the enlistment procedures of the Military and Manpower Administration. The other members also plan to carry out their military service sequentially according to their plans. The agency said that they had been working hard to come up with the enlistment plan. They thought about the proper timing and decided right after the 2030 World Expo concert it would be the best timing. Big Hit Music also mentioned that the members hope to resume BTS activities as a whole in about 2025, although it is hard to specify an exact time. In the meantime, the members will focus on their individual activities while each member does their service. Importantly, they mentioned that yet to come is a promise, and indeed the group BTS would come back just as they promised.
I told you when I was listening to that song, this was like a goodbye Flower Road song.
Okay. And I told you they would just go to the military.
Okay.
Yeah. After the breaking news and closure to the long-dragged issue, the public mostly responded positively. Many comments supported BTS and showed respect, saying that they made the right decision. Many said that from now on, they've become an army as well, just because of this decision.
Easy.
A lot also pointed out that they must have been frustrated by being used and dragged here and there on the ground by politicians that made their decisions a political agenda. Yet some salty people still criticize that BTS, what they decided to do was way overdue, and it didn't look good that only now they came out with an action after testing the waters for exemption. Some also pointed out that the headlines or the public opinions praising their decisions of going to the military was nonsense, since they are just doing what every Korean man is obligated to do in the first place. So nothing to praise about. Yeah. On the other hand, there were minor voices of disappointment that the group wouldn't enlist together and come back as quickly as possible, since individual enlistment would drag their absence to the fullest. Yeah, but regardless of such buzz, the majority seems to be on their side and looking forward to each member's future plans. The talks, of course, are extending now towards the whole abolishment of special exemptions for medalists and musicians and everyone.
Now the Olympic athletes are shuddering.
They're shaking, and everyone is saying, even BTS went. Who are you to not
And
go?
now no one has an excuse.
Yeah. There was some funny comments saying, BTS dodged a bullet. They could have been the next Steven Yu.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. Actually.
Yeah, as I said, already predicted it. Nothing
Okay,
surprising.
okay.
Always said they would go. They mentioned in their lyrics. I'm just happy for their decision. The military nowadays isn't that bad, and it's shortening by the year, so they'll be out in no time. Also, as BTS, they'll definitely be stationed in nice positions and nice
People will treat them
camps.
nice.
Yeah, there's nothing to worry about their safety. Oh my God, these people saying
why
like.
are people worried about
They're
their
like,
safety?
Please take care of BTS and their safety and their
Oh my
privacy.
God.
In
They're
the
not
military.
freaking babies. They're 30 years old.
Yeah, even GD survived the military. Like,
Even I survived. I mean, obviously, no one cares about me.
yeah. So like, there's nothing to worry about like their safety. I mean, they could get injured during training, but that's like what the military is for. You're not there for like.
They can get shot.
You're not there for Boy Scouts, right?
Yeah.
They're the bulletproof Boy Scout.
But yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, that could be a point of bullying. Hey, you're the bulletproof Boy Scout.
But anyways, there's nothing to worry about their safety. If something happens, then it happens. It's the military. That's how it's supposed to be. It should be equal to everybody as well, by the book. And they'll probably be able to perform time to time.
Okay.
As group
Is that
performances.
the news?
Yeah.
Well, actually, okay, you will not believe this.
Okay. What is there more?
Government officials came out and said, "We'll find a way to make have them perform in the military
Yeah.
during their service."
That's expected
So
too.
they're just trying to do something about it.
Hey, stop it!
Yeah, they're gonna go, but definitely they'll be able to perform in some sort of ways. Yeah.
So maybe they'll do the 120 days out of the military.
I don't know about specific policies or whatever, but they'll find a way just to like let them perform, and that's what they're best at doing.
I feel like if they announce this plan, they should not be getting any preferential treatment. Like, oh, we'll let you perform. Because I feel like we flip-flopped around this issue so much. If they do another flip-flop, they being, I don't know, HYBE or BTS or the government, any one of those parties, there's another flip-flop of like, oh, by the way, like if there's another caveat to this situation, then I feel like the public will be super pissed.
I mean, at this point, it depends on what the preferential treatment is. But if they're not receiving any money for those performances or anything, like,
No,
that's
still-
a type of service, and I would say that's okay. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. If
Yeah.
they were able to like go out to Grammys and award shows, that's preferential treatment.
no, I would say it's okay. They could go representing Korea and during the service. So yeah, I mean, as long as they go, I think the issues are all solved now. Like the people who are gonna still bitch about and complain about like they went to the military but they're still getting preferences. These people are haters from the beginning. The funny thing, I was baffled yesterday looking at the comments because like people like they don't know when to stop. Like they were already hating on them, saying like go to the military on every single article that highlights their like achievements and accomplishments in the BTS concert. Like there was this much people, this much economy effect, but every single comment was like, okay, but go to the military. Okay, but time to go to the military. These people have nothing else to do but just to sit in their couches and their computers and hate on BTS when they're making like a huge economic effect and positive effect in Busan. These people don't even care to read about the articles or like see the videos of like the
That's just the
impact.
internet.
Yeah, like it's just pure haters.
Well,
They're gonna bitch on whatever situation like about BTS. They're just salty that they're not rich, they're not famous, they have nothing better to do. So I'm just so tired with these people. Fuck them. Yeah, like there's way more people supportive towards BTS. Half of the country wanted to get them exempt in the first place. So whatever preferential treatment they
gonna say
get in the military, like as long as they go, I'm fine with it.
That's your opinion, okay? I'm just gonna say, bro, why didn't you say this sooner? Like,
I've explained this so
not
many
you, BTS. Why didn't you say this sooner? Like,
because you can't.
no, if you just said this
Like, don't you get the feeling that they're now fed up and then
no. But if you said this a year ago, we could have avoided this entire.
they said it
back and
continuously.
forth.
It was the politicians that messed things up and stirred the pot.
No,
And
no hype.
and
hype,
I mean
even
this is
hype
a
said,
this
oh,
is a
like,
repeating. Why can't you get the message? Why can't you understand the heaviness of their words? You are the main victim of the crash on stocks. You got a 50%
So-
loss of their words. If they
Well, doesn't matter. Okay, my personal investment choices.
I don't
matter.
understand
I don't
why
know
you
why
keep
that's
on-
part of this conversation. Okay,
why
so
this
like,
is a recurring issue.
why did they not say this sooner? Why did that?
I don't
they
know why
not-
you don't understand this sooner.
I don't understand.
I don't know why you can't understand they can't say their minds and speak their minds
No.
freely
Okay,
sooner.
well, okay. Apparently they're puppets now. Well, why didn't Hype say this sooner then? The puppet masters, because they were like, they were treading the waters. We're not gonna lie, right?
Hype was.
Yeah. Hype. I'm
Yeah.
speaking in a general sense. Like they were saying like, oh, we need a decision soon.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't like, if they had made up their minds, earlier,
Uh-huh.
then they would have announced it sooner. But I'm guessing what happened was they were just treading the waters, and then they saw that there was an overwhelming, like generally negative opinion towards the exemption, and this is what happened. But I feel like, okay, if this was gonna be the result, in hindsight, they should have just gone earlier, or they should have just announced it sooner.
I'll just say this. They've
In
always
hindsight.
said they've always said it. It was the media, politicians, the
Okay.
corporations, the stockholders,
People like me.
all parties that are involved in for their greed or fueled by hate
Okay,
that stirred the pot up. The members themselves were
I'm sorry.
it's the people that don't understand this situation are the ones that are misinformed and in the comments saying they should have said this sooner, why
that's
didn't they
me.
say this sooner? Because they wanted to wait for a slight hope of
messenger.
a slight hope of exemption. These people are misinformed. They don't know the situation and they just quote that
I
one
know the situation.
even an informed person like you
I've
doesn't
talked about this literally every single week the
Yeah,
past
so-
2 years.
so people just jump onto that Yoongi line shut up
okay,
haters.
I'm not even talking about that.
I know-
Yoongi
I know,
line.
like,
that's
but-
not important.
But the general public
Yeah.
are they're like, oh, shut up, haters. I'll go when I want. I'll go. They quote that every single time, and they're like, who are you to say shut up to us? Like, if you
well,
said
the fans also quote that line too, saying like, "Oh, we've been saying it all along."
yeah. So finally,
So like,
it's fulfilled.
what is it?
It's fulfilled. So
Okay.
I feel like, as I said, they're the total victims of this case, and I feel like they've been fed up for a while. And after the Busan concert, as they've said, they've been planning for this a long time, and now they finally executed it. So nothing to be talked about anymore. I'm just so happy that we got some kind of conclusion.
But you never know.
Hey, stop it!
But I didn't check the stock market today because I was so busy. But how was there a crash?
Oh, it rose 6.5%.
Oh, it rose 6%. Okay, then
Yeah.
then this is a relief of uncertainty. The risk of them going to the military and all the uncertainty is now solved, and people are like, okay, it's time to buy. And Hive is at its all-time low right now. The stocks are super cheap, so maybe buy.
No.
Okay.
I'm not
And-
buying Hype anymore.
They actually the shareholders were so worried. The Park Ji-won, the CEO, sent a shareholder letter today or yesterday, reassuring them we have these plans for 4 new groups that are gonna be mainly focused on the American market, blah blah
Right.
blah blah, and BTS are gonna continue. They'll come back for sure. Their individual activities, blah blah blah.
Trying to protect his
Yeah.
stocks.
Yeah.
That's what a good CEO does, I guess.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of interviews and news about what will happen to K-pop now. Is this the apocalypse of K-pop?
No, aespa will save the day.
Oh, why aespa suddenly?
They're doing NFTs with.
How does that have to do with?
I don't
anything?
know.
Yeah, but the critic that was on our show actually was interviewed by news outlets too, and he said
one.
yeah, he said a lot of other critics they all agree that BTS was the infrastructure. They paved the way. They laid the road for their hubes, and now
Now-
there's 4th gen.
Now we need the cars.
There's Stray Kids, Blackpink. There's
Cars, the Disney movie.
yeah, the new GGs that are
Pixar.
slaying right now. Le Seraphim, New Jeans. G Idol song is amazing too.
And TFN too. TFN.
y-
Gravity. Gravity.
why are you so okay? So yeah, we have the 4th gen. BTS has put them on the map. They've opened up gates for them. I definitely think K-pop is not gonna be like as super popular.
This is a big
before?
warning sign for us.
What? Our channel?
Yeah,
No, it's okay.
we're done. Are we done?
We're not done because we've never claimed ourselves as a BTS channel. Yeah, although a lot of people do. People tend to neglect that DK News is usually chopped into 3 sections, and 2/3 of it are non-BTS news. And
Oh, wow.
just because we include
many,
one BTS news
triggers.
per episode, they say, "Oh, this channel is BTS channel," when they don't even watch the other sections.
Okay, that's it, guys, for today's DK News. If you want to hear more rants,
Yeah,
I guess.
I'm very pissed these days.
I don't know.
From a lot. I have a lot of
what's-
trigger points.
Yeah,
Like,
it's very
China, North Korea shooting missiles
very
on our border.
easily triggered.
Yeah, go look at my rant on nukes and like these haters
Goodness.
hating on BTS,
hate.
despite them going to the military. What is still left to hate about them?
Yeah. So if
What do you
wanna-
want?
And let's talk about NFTs and ESPA.
When we're losing like tons of dollars,
Our
everybody's like
goodness.
just full of spite. But,
I feel like you're the biggest.
I'm a hater of haters. Like, you know,
This is like
people need to get a grasp of their lives and spread positivity and not focus on like the minuscule hatred things that they can nitpick on every single
Okay.
thing. Like, just
Wow.
get a life, guys. Like, grab a beer and like, I don't know, watch porn or
Smash
porn
it
or
on your
whatever.
head.
Yeah.
KST only on Patreon. Patreon.com/DKDKTV.
Okay.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.